How you doing, YouTube? Matt Master Beer Reviews. This guy back with yet another review. A little bit of Southern Swells up in this piece in the form of their collaboration with Two Tides Brewing. It is Sun Was Blue. This be a Creamsicle Double IPA. Yeah. ABV on this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Dun, 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 dun. I don't see anything. So double IPA, you assume. Oh, there it is. 8%. Man. I feel bad. I don't want to keep pooping on the Southern Swells labels, but man, I can barely read this stuff. And it's not because it's like, ooh, is it a clear Creamsicle IPA? That's weird. Yeah, I don't think I've ever, it's hazy, but it pours pretty damn clear. I like the label design and what they've gone to, but the printing quality is, I don't know. Someone does that for a living. It just annoys me. That's kind of weird looking. This has a date on it. I mean, it's 2.5 weeks old. But man, I have not seen a creamsicle. There's nothing on here about a lack of lactose or anything. So I'm assuming there's lactose in here. It's kind of an odd look. Let's put it that way. It looks like an old school East Coast IPA. Index finger. Kind of crumbly head on it. This soft kind of particulate haze. There's little bits of particulate in there as opposed to it being kind of a more of a murky kind of fluffy haze. So yeah. Let's get a nose. Orange. A little bit of orange. Nothing as far as lactose goes. It really just leans in that kind of orange, not really even creamsicle direction. There is a soft kind of confectioneriness to it, but it doesn't necessarily get there. It's almost like an undersweetened kind of tangy kind of vibe to it. But that's pretty much it. There's really no bittering on it. Not a huge sweetness. It really just comes off as a soft orange on the nose. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. Definitely get the creamsicle part in the actual taste. And it's readily apparent. I mean, you drink it, you go, oh, that's orange creamsicle. And I don't mind it. It's given me exactly what the can said it would be. But it lacks some of the things that I really enjoy when you deal with these kind of creamsicle IPAs. Now, there's nothing dimensional of lactose on here. I'm really curious to see if they made a non-lactose version of a creamsicle IPA. It's been done before. Beer Tree out of Binghamton, New York. They do one that's quite nice. So you can do them, and it has to be. I don't get lactose vibes off this. I had notes from Carson too. I probably tossed them accidentally. That's who sent this off, by the way, Carson. And OJ, and then that soft little creamsicle vibe. And that's it. It's pretty, it's not a thin beer, but it's definitely doesn't have that fluffy creaminess you come to expect from like a creamsicle. Creamsicle IPAs typically are more kind of in the milkshake kind of territory. So it comes off as a base IPA kind of density as opposed to old school base IPA kind of density as opposed to a new school fluffy creamy, albeit even lactose kind of IPA. There's a little bit of bittering there that's welcome to kind of balance off some of that sweetness. And it's really kind of tasty, but just in a weird way. In that I kind of, maybe it's just I can't get past the idea of the particulate look of the beer, all that kind of stuff. It's almost like, how do I put this? It's like a creamsicle pop if it melted and then you drank the melted liquid. It comes off that way as opposed to a creamsicle thing, and I think that's that. Most likely, I assume, either lack of lactose or the beer is starting to kind of turn in a direction from oxidation or something like that, but it hasn't completely got there to where it's kind of just dropped out some of the flavoring and some of the mouthfeel, but it's left behind a relatively non-negative, because there's nothing negative here. I'm not really getting oxidation or anything like that. This is just assumptions on my part. Kind of thinner version of what I'd come to expect from a creamsicle IPA. So it's not floating my boat all that much, but you know, brass tacks is the beer says creamsicle IPA, and it tastes like a creamsicle, and it's an IPA. So who am I to kind of poop all over it? But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not going to be one of the better IPAs I've had, not one of the better lactose or non-lactose kind of creamsicle IPAs I've had, but it's a fun beer nonetheless. Just from the look to the feel, not like a commercial for like for cotton or something. Anyway, it just feels a little bit off. Even though it doesn't taste all that off, there's something missing from it, and that kind of keeps it from being up there in the conversation. What's the value and availability on this? No idea. Carson, let us know what's what and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like creamsicles, honestly, because if you love creamsicle and you drink this, you're going to be like, I love this beer. It tastes like creamsicles. But if you like that kind of mouthfeel that's associated with creamsicle / milkshake kind of IPAs, it might not be your favorite. And, I'm really curious to find out if this does contain lactose, because I think they might have tried to do this without, which then you'd be like, okay, it's a valiant effort, but I've had ones without lactose that have that super sultry mouthfeel, so take that for what it's worth. If you like creamsicles, you'll like this. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Southern Swells and collab goodness right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.